Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Pontiff of Japanese Whiskey here, your Tokyo Godfather, Mr. Marc.antomattei, with another video of Gentlemen's Club Whiskey. I'm joined by my friend, a fellow YouTuber. His name is Marcelo. Channel name is Marcelo Time.
Yeah.
Right now, we're inside of Ginza, which is like the Beverly Hills, let's say, district of Tokyo. And we're inside of a shop called M Whisky Museum Ginza. Now, looking at the flyer of this place and how they describe it themselves, they say that this store is the world's largest Japanese whiskey store. They have more than 2,300 different kinds of vintage whiskey here.
And no joke, they actually have.
Yes.
I mean, we actually saw that.
In addition to whiskey sales, we also offer paid tastings. Please spend an elegant time at our shop. So
maybe we're going to have a tasting
maybe
as well.
We will have a tasting.
And one more thing.
Yes.
Being a museum, everything is for sale. That was actually impressive. Everything is for sale.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm going to verify it with the staff here, but he tells me, and I believe it, he says everything inside the shop is for sale. So the 2,300 unique offerings of whiskey that they have, you just ask them for the price and they'll tell you.
And here is something for you guys regarding whiskeys, you know. I'm actually wearing now a Rolex.
Right, let's do a quick wristwatch check.
Really no, because this is funny. I'm actually wearing a Rolex that is actually a platinum Rolex. Just a roughly thing, just to let you guys know, is a watch that actually cost 75K. Regarding, let's say, gray market, a bit more than that. But here is the thing, and we just look behind us.
Yeah.
And it was a Yamazaki that nearly cost 10 times more than this watch.
Right.
Think about
behind us is the 50-year-old Yamazaki single malt whiskey. They have two of them, and they used to have a 55, but it looks like somebody had both that.
For me, it's new to understand that we can now have a shot of a whiskey that nearly is like throwing this watch out of the water, you know. It's like a platinum Daytona, each one glass. Imagine that, right?
I got an idea. Why don't you give them this watch, tell them to pour you about a tenth of the bottle to take home with you, and
of the Yamazaki 55.
Yeah.
Exactly like that. Of course, I personally not going to do that, but basically it's not far away from the truth. What you just said now, it's like 100 cc is this.
So the section that we're sitting at now, this is a very large space that we're actually in.
Wow.
You guys get inside of some of the B-roll that I'm going to show off inside the video. You'll be able to see around the space. But we're sitting inside the most expensive area now. This is like the most highest end stuff that they have.
Yeah.
The most aged Macallans are behind us, as well as the most aged
we saw Macallan
Yamazakis, Hibikis.
200K. One of them is like 200K. I just saw here, I have next to me, by the way, they also have cognacs. So I have, I think it was a bottle of OS Martin for, in Japanese yen, is basically 4 million yen, that I think is 35K.
That's like 35,000 USD, right?
It's like, I think it's more expensive than some of the most expensive watches that I own. You're not talking about that.
Since he's a wristwatch collector, and I'm a whiskey reviewer, whiskey writer, and things like that, I'm getting ready to bring both worlds together like you guys never knew before. There's actually a lot of similarities between watch collecting
and whiskey collecting.
Whiskey collecting. Something that I want to say, and even Austin is going to be, we have another watch collecting friend, Austin, who loves Rolex. Something that he didn't know, something that you might not know, is just the same inside of this world.
Wow.
If you buy the whiskey with the box, it is more valuable. Right. The same as having box and papers with your Rolex watch. So if you don't have the box, that could decrease the price by hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Another maybe not stupid question for me regarding watches, but as we know, especially in vintage stuff, let's say, do you care not only the box of the whiskey, do you care if the bottle got scratched or things like that? I mean, you guys go that deep?
people would care about scratch bottles because they like to do
Wow.
things like this. This is what people do inside of their houses inside the United States, the collectors. These display
I
things
see.
inside the United States, these are called cages. People like to have their whiskey
Wow.
collections in glass cages inside of like their
So-
basement or cellar or something
So
like
it's
this.
like a pristine, a clean box,
It has-
clean papers,
Right.
a clean, basically, bottle.
If you send them a
Yeah.
whiskey inside the mail and the corner of the box has been bent in or
Yeah,
damaged,
yeah, yeah.
they're going to be very, very upset and maybe even want a refund, possibly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you have to be, basically like us in watch collection. They have to be mint.
The lucky thing, at least for me anyways, I'm a whiskey drinker. I'm not a whiskey collector. Everything I buy, it doesn't matter how expensive it is, I open all bottles. I don't collect anything. I have
you-
zero
guys, you
whiskeys
just,
in my
you
collection.
just got hurt in case Mark getting one of the bottles behind me that nearly cost
The
10
price-
times this watch. It would basically throw away 10 platonas in the garbage, basically.
It's
You
not
would
throwing it
drink
away. I would have an
Yeah.
experience that nobody else inside the rest of the world would have.
Oh, yeah, definitely, sure. It's,
I would like to be able to discuss the flavors and
Yeah.
the taste and the aromas of whiskeys, while the collectors, all they could do is just talk about how much they paid and what the
Wow.
bottle looks like. But I can actually talk about the
You-
flavors, the
you know,
unique
you know
flavors.
What? You know what? Let me tell the guys here that don't know about watches, and you actually do, regarding this even Platinum Daytona. You know, and we saw, actually, we went to some shops, gray market dealers actually,
Yes.
that they saw me with this watch and they look at you, they tell you, hey, first time I see somebody actually wearing this watch.
Right.
Because they say, hey, we had already this watch like 10 times here, but we never saw somebody actually wearing the watch, just buying. This watch nearly is always clean. It's like a stamp, you know, they buy and transfer and buy and transfer. So it become kind of unworn forever, right?
Yes.
And then call me stupid or come me and basically wear the watch, go hiking, scratch the watch, and I tell you, hey, I'm not going to live forever. Let me enjoy the watch. Maybe very similar to some of the guys around here. Hey, I have the money. I bought the whiskey. Yeah, it cost me 50K. It cost me 100K. I want to enjoy it because, again, I'm not going to live forever. So
Yes.
I think it's the
So
same
I'm
thing.
like that. The way that
Yeah.
you enjoy your Rolex watches, you
Yeah.
scratch up. You have 3 precious metal
Yes.
Rolexes, and you scratch them all up.
Yeah.
You use them all. You cook with these watches,
Yes.
all wash dishes. I open all my bottles and I drink them. So I like to enjoy
I
things.
see.
The second parallel. You know, there is a secondhand market for Rolexes. You can either buy from the AD for.
I understand what you're getting
So
into.
in English, it's called MSRP. This is the suggested retail price.
Wow.
Rolex is not going to sell you above the MSRP.
Yes,
They
yes.
have a price that they sell it at.
Yes.
You know how much it's going to be.
Yes.
When you go to the gray market, they mark it up
Yeah.
2 times, 3 times
By
more
the way,
than this.
we are in one of these places.
We're
right
in
now.
a place like this, but for whiskey.
Yes.
These are all markup prices.
Exactly.
You're buying them for the convenience that they have everything that you
Yeah.
want here. So you are paying the convenient prices.
Here, just let me cut you off here,
Yes.
just for a second. Behind us, I mean, they actually took it out now, but I'm going to give it. There is a bottle that is Yamazaki, 55 years age whiskey. That whiskey, I'm telling you, it was released, I think, 2 years ago as I don't remember how many years anniversary of Yamazaki, but then it was actually limited for only 100 bottles.
Yes, that's right.
The price of that bottle, it was retail for 120K.
Yes.
Now, of course, very similar to, as you know, in the watch world, it was actually chosen by very important whiskey collectors. They actually introduced that whiskey for.
Yes.
So I know I have a customer that they offer that whiskey for him.
Right.
Again, 120K. is very into whiskeys. He buy a lot of good stuff. He also drink his shit. So
if you ever have that kind of money,
yeah.
my suggestion to you, if you have it, you buy that. You don't think about it. You don't think twice.
No, but
this is not
exactly.
like this is not like holding on to a Rolex.
No, but you don't know.
I would
let me continue the story.
I would flip it.
Let me continue
within
the
a week.
story.
Right.
He got the offer, and you know the same. Sometimes we getting offer some watches. He declined. He said, "I don't think. I guess it's good, but maybe for 120K." I think I can buy something better than a Yamazaki 55.
Yes.
I think something more tasty.
Yes.
So he declined.
So he's thinking about it in terms of he wants to open this thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he declined. Now this bottle, it came here actually from an auction. That they actually selling this bottle now here for, I think it's $1.2 million now.
I think so.
Yeah, it was.
If not, then approximately somewhere in that ballpark, close to that. Yes.
Then he came to me, told me, if I knew, I would buy two.
Yeah.
Drink one. And actually, remind me basically what you said. Because if you actually get offer bottles like this that you know they're going to be so much valuable.
Yes.
And you have a chance to buy maybe two.
Yes.
One you sell to get your profit and not be greedy, how we say, because and at least drink one. So you're drinking one and you're getting your money anyway, if not triple your money.
Yes.
And then you enjoy something that was probably never in your, not only in your lifetime, never in no lifetime you're going to be able to taste something like that.
Right. Totally agree, man. But as long as I've been a whiskey writer and tasting whiskeys and doing these whiskey reviews, I actually had never known about this place before. Until
you guys can walk around. It's okay.
Until you introduced me. Until you introduced me to this place, I didn't know about it before.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you brought me here.
No,
it's nice to take a look at all of this stuff.
But by the way, for me to come here was completely by coincidence. I didn't even knew this place.
I didn't know about it. How did you end up inside of here?
With my wife, you know, when we go to, because Ginza, by the way, guys, here in Ginza there is multiple malls, right?
Yes.
They have many malls, and we go by malls and malls, right? And it happened that we appear in a mall that this pump up.
Yes.
And I was actually extremely surprised. I was like, wow. When I saw that, I immediately contacted you.
Right.
When I realized that place.
And thank you for doing that. Much appreciated. But yeah, this place is like heaven.
Yeah.
But for me, this place is a more look but don't touch. I don't think I can afford these prices. I'm the hunter. Like somebody that wants to buy a new Rolex out of an authorized dealer or boutique, I want to buy my whiskey's retail price. I just can't see myself paying over retail for some of these things. It just seems so ridiculous. So I'm always on the hunt.
This is so amazing that actually, yes, we are in a basically whiskey museum that how we call this gray market. But here is the thing. Here is one more thing. One more thing. Even I realized that even in tradition liquor shops, so they have how we call it the retail price, right?
Yes.
Of the whiskey. But when the distillery or the liquor shops realize that the whiskey become more valuable and more rare, they also increase their prices quite a lot.
Yes.
You know? So even more than in my world in watches, I mean, the watch companies, let's say even Rolex, they increase the prices in a yearly basis. Usually it's about 5% to 10% they increase every year. But you don't see suddenly already in the year a watch that increased 50% or 100% suddenly. And you do see this with whiskeys.
Yes.
I did see this. Why? You know, it does happen. Regarding that here is completely, I'm not going to use the word out of control, but really, it becomes so rare that you pay in the pipe, you know.
All right, so I want to finish up with this. One thing is, you know, there's also rare pieces, like limited edition pieces that a watchmaker might release, and they might only release like 2,000 of these or X amount of watches. Same thing happens inside the whiskey world. Every year, annually, there's limited edition pieces that are released, and they're in limited quantities, or it could be a numbered, like numbered after the year. There's a 2023 version of Yamazaki floating around out there. They only make 30,000 bottles, and once these bottles are finished, they'll never be remade like that with that same flavor profile ever again. So once they're gone, they're just gone.
It's gone.
And as time goes on, the collectors are obviously keeping theirs, but people like me are drinking the ones that I buy, which means that the quantity decreases. The juice decreases. So whereas it started with 30,000 bottles, after 15,000 people drank theirs, now there's only 15,000 bottles left. Then the price just goes even more through the roof. So that's the other thing about it.
And by the way, even in my word, it's actually funny to match your words. I'm not going to say my word because you also, by the way,
I'm part of this world too.
Marc also collects watches, and by the way, Marc actually wearing now a
Rolex Explorer 2.
Explorer 2 that could I reaffirm this as semi-vintage?
Yeah, you could say that. This is 2007, but
2007.
You know, they already have newer models with
exactly.
Yeah, the newer engine inside.
But even in that watch, you know, numbers comparing to the numbers that was released originally that year, you know, I'm not going to say that some watches went to the garbage, but some watches, especially in that time, maybe got destroyed, maybe never got serviced, maybe got stolen and got lost somewhere. Maybe an old guy that was living alone in his basement died, and the watch died with him. You know, so basically a lot of that numbers also reduced.
Yes, and also really quickly, I'm at a loss of words right now and a loss of thoughts. Like in 1999, this watch had came out, and it was like a transitional piece.
Yes.
It was a special serial number that was only made during that year, 1999. So I think those pieces are going to be, Austin believes that they're going to be worth more money inside the future, because it's just that time that Rolex maybe made 50 or 100,000 of these watches. So
remind me the whiskey thing, specific flavor.
Yeah, a specific serial number. Yeah. All right.
Wow.
Anyways, glad to be here. It seems like a good time to end the video here. We had a nice little conversation about whiskey and watches. I thank you guys for watching. Tell me what you think about this place. If you're ever in Japan, do you plan on visiting here?
Come visit this place, and if you guys have the opportunity to buy any one of these guys, you guys can get anything here, especially the super rare Japanese whiskeys. I mean, I wish I could pay the pipe to man, guys. You guys,
right?
Is amazing. Is absolutely amazing. And of course, the tasting. We might go to the tasting soon and see what they have.
We'll see what they have up there. It should be something good. Anyways, I thank you guys for watching. Salute to you wherever you may be out inside the world. If you guys are drinking, make sure that you drink responsibly. And as always, gentlemen, you guys know what to do. Keep it classy. I'm out.
Cheers, guys.
And now for this episode's bloopers.
I love myself. Meow, meow, meow.
All right. Hey. Let me do the introduction around here.
Okay.
Today we're doing a video that we're making at M Whisky Museum. Now I'm looking at the back of the flyer here, and as long as I've been in Japan, I've never been in this place before, but what it says about this place...
And where we are in Ginza.
We're in Ginza. And
by the way, besides being a museum, yes, it's a museum because the alcohol that you have here is insanity. Soon we talk about this, but everything is actually for sale, by the way.
Right.
So
just stop getting ahead. You're moving a little bit too fast. I'm trying to introduce the place real quick. We're starting over from the beginning. I wanted to read this description about the place.
Okay, please.
All right. All right. Oh, no F-bombs. You can say any curse word that you want to, with the exception of the word
Okay. Okay, continue.
ruining all kinds of videos. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. What did I say the first thing was? Okay, I remember. Okay, it took me just
I'm not going to cut it. I'm going to continue my part.
I'm gonna cut it.
Yeah.
Well, you should edit it. Don't leave those spaces inside
I like
the
it.
video.
It's nice.
No, because now we're talking about making videos. You don't want to have this inside the video. Edit the video.